Hey guys, happy Monday night. Hey, I tried something tonight and you guys will have to let me know how it plays out on your side. We've had some of these conversations before about latency, and I know if I change the latency, it can do lots of different things. It can increase or decrease buffering. It can make the chat uh, have more of a delay or less of a delay. It's also supposedly controls the resolution and a lot of things like that. And I noticed someone said the other night that they didn't think it was really good resolution. So I tried changing the latency, and I'm just interested to see how that impacts things tonight. So for those of you who might be watching live, keep that in mind. Let me know if something looks kind of out of whack, and if it does, we'll go back to the way we were doing it before. All right, so we've only got one thing to open tonight, and it's going to be a 16-box master case of Phoenix football. However, we do still have our same little rundown of information to go over before we get started. So let's talk about that for a minute. First up is feedback. My feedback is completely automated on eBay. So, of course, what that means to you is easy. It just means you don't ever have to wait on me, right? I know there are those of you out there going, wait, you don't have to wait on a woman. Well, in this case, you don't. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get it in return. And of course, the most important part there is a note to say thank you. I do appreciate everyone who bids and breaks and chats and hangs out with me, keeps me company, and all such as that. We are taking a look right now at breaks that are coming up throughout the next 5 days. Guys, note that we have early start times all the way through the rest of the week, and probably will be the same even on into next week, because we've got a lot of base card heavy products to open. And because those are such long breaks, I've bumped back the times on a lot of them, on all of them for the next 5 days anyway. Tomorrow night we'll open a full 6-box case of Topps Update Jumbo. We're going to start it at 9:15. Veteran Base does not ship in that break. Veteran Base does have its own bidding spot, but the teams will end up with, autographs, relics, inserts, parallels, numbered cards, that sort of stuff, but no Veteran Base because it has its own bidding position. Wednesday night, we'll start at 9:15. We're going to do a case of Impeccable Football, a case of Immaculate Basketball, a case of 5-Star Baseball, and we're going to do a half case of Archives Baseball, which comes out on Wednesday. And those are loose boxes from a shared case. On Thursday night, we have another early start time of 9:15. We're going to open a half case, which is 10 boxes of Hoops Basketball. And that's going to be break number 1. It comes out on Wednesday. We're going to hold it until Thursday because it's going to be another long break. That is another one where Veteran Base will not ship. The Veteran Base will have its own bidding spot. Friday night, we'll start at 9:30. We'll open a case of 5-Star, a half case of Flawless Baseball, which comes out on Friday, some Immaculate Basketball, and a full case of Prism Football, which comes out Friday as well. Saturday night, we're going to start at 9:30 again. We'll open a single autograph baseball jersey. We're going to open a full case of Leaf autographed full-size football helmets. Yep, that's right, full case. Woohoo! Those come out on Friday, but we're not going to bust into them until starting on Saturday. Then we'll open more Flawless Baseball, and we'll open a full 10-box case of Archives Baseball. So that's how we're looking in the days ahead. Lots of long breaks with lots of base cards, but hey, it's better to do the full case than the half, right? Yeah, maybe? I don't know. So for tonight, once again, guys, only one break this evening. It's the Phoenix football. It is a full master case. It's break number 3, and I'm anticipating it to ship out on Friday. As always, if I can get something out to you sooner than that, I will. No need to worry about consolation cards here. There's a bajillion cards in this break, and every team's going to pull something. 16 boxes of 2018 Phoenix football, full master case, break number 3. And you can hear my kitten playing with his new toy, which I probably should have put up before we started the break because he's got a little chicken and it makes that little sound you hear when he plays with it. So yeah, we're probably going to be hearing that all night. Team names are on the left. Winning bidders are across from it. They're on the right-hand side. And what else? Oh, I see Buckeye for Fun and Greg are here tonight. So guys, were you on a second ago when I was talking about the latency? I changed the latency, and I think it makes chat have more of a delay. So when you type it, I think I don't see it as fast as I did when we were on low latency. However, it is supposed to help with buffering, as in not as much buffering. And then also, someone was saying the other night that they didn't think they had very good resolution. So it's also supposed to improve the resolution. My question is, can you guys even tell a difference? Does it look the same to you, or improved, or anything? Right now I'm going to change autofocus while I'm thinking about it. So guys, autofocus is off. That does make the background go out of focus. That, of course, is by design. So don't use that to judge whether or not it looks the same. Yeah, that's the deal. So we got to get, these are 2 8-box cases. Here's our first 8-box case. Let me get this other one out. I'll set it down here beside me, but obviously we'll wait and bust it once we get this one done. And see what we can find. Buckeye, you said you thought your computer was going to crash again. What do you mean, thought your computer was going to crash again? I'm confused, Buckeye. Corey's here. Corey, somebody was looking for you last night. Who was looking for you? King Greg wasn't the one looking for you, but he also said he hadn't seen you in several days. And who was looking for you? Might have been Scotty. Somebody was, and we were worried, Corey, because we hadn't heard from you. And I was like, oh man, we haven't heard anything since he went to the doctor. So we were thinking, Corey, maybe they stuck you in the hospital or something, but it seems like maybe you're up and around. So how's it going? What did you find out when you had to go to, what was it, Anchorage, I think, right? So Greg, you said it looks the same to you, the resolution, so it doesn't look to be any different than it was when we were on the low latency. So I think then the only thing this normal latency must do is just makes the chat slower. So it's not as close to real time, like you guys are going to type it in, but I'll see it even slower than normal with this latency. So we might just go back. It doesn't make any difference. Oh, Buckeye, you were talking about hearing the chirping in the background. See, I told you I'm a little slow tonight. You thought it was your computer. Yeah, man, I know, right? So I gave my kitten this little toy. It's a little chicken, and it makes that sound that obviously you guys all just heard. And guess what? We heard that in the middle of the night last night, too. Like, I woke up and I'm thinking, what is that sound? What is that? And it takes a minute, you know. You're like, is the alarm going off? Is someone breaking into the house? What is happening? And then finally we managed to deduce that it was, in fact, our little kitten monkey playing with his new toy in the middle of the night. So, yeah. Too funny. Oh, they did end up putting you in the hospital. I was afraid of that, Corey, when nobody had seen you. Oh, and you got the flu on top of everything else. Oh my gosh. Well, that is not cool at all, brother. So that is, well, I guess you must be feeling a little better if you're on here hanging out with us. So good that you are feeling better, but definitely we had some folks looking for you last night, so I'll have to let them know when I see them next that you are still up and at 'em, or I should say back up and at 'em, because it seems like maybe you've been sick for a little bit. All right, guys. So each one of our boxes and gals of Phoenix football, we're going to find 2 autographs, 1 memorabilia card, loads of numbered cards, and a color burst hot pack. So this is our color burst hot pack. We're going to take a look at it first. The color burst cards are not numbered. So they're cool, they're multicolored, but they're not numbered. All right, so we are rolling on through. Most of these cards, this is numbered to 299, are either going to be numbered right there, or they're going to be numbered right in this area. The vast majority of them are going to be numbered kind of high, like that. 199, 299, stuff like that. That one's to 100, and it's a relic, Deshaun Watson and the Texans. So most of the numbered stuff, unless it is a low numbered parallel, I'm not going to necessarily read out all those numbers because, well, you know, you guys can see them on there, and I guess you might want to see the front, though, rather than just seeing the number on the back. And, you know, we come across them very, very often. So unless, if you have a question about one when you see it go by, flag me down in chat. We can always bring it back up. But otherwise, unless they're low numbered, I'm not going to read off the number for all those parallels. This is Kenneth Dixon for the Ravens. It's numbered to 50. You have a nice veteran autograph there with a 2-color patch for Baltimore. Good old Baltimore tonight. AJ Green. Ooh, and the Bengals got waxed, didn't they? Oh, mercy. Kansas City just wiped up the floor with them. Rising rookie. Here's another hit for the Ravens. This one is Lamar Jackson. It is autographed. And where's our number? Oh, there it is. Way down there. It's numbered to 25 in the lower right-hand corner. And you know what? Lamar Jackson autographs are kind of elusive. They don't come out super often. So that one's nice to see with a piece of the football and your Lamar Jackson ink on there. There's Kiki for the Texans coming out. Oh, Corey, you were stuck for 2 days trying to change out a timing belt. Oh man, that would not be very good either. I think that would have probably put me right over the edge. That's numbered to 25. And it is Calvin Ridley. My man Calvin Ridley is playing right now. Falcons Giants. I watched a little bit of that, of course, you know, wanting to see if what Saquon Barkley had up his sleeve and to see if Eli Manning could manage to get the ball down the field today. And he made a few passes, so nothing. That one is to 75 on the Dak Prescott. So I guess we can't say too much about him at the moment anyway. That one is to 99. It's Kyle Lauletta. And speaking of quarterback play, whoops, that's to 299. I saw just the headline. I didn't have time to click into the article, but I saw just the headline as I was jumping on to do the break that said that the Kentucky coach anticipates they'll play multiple quarterbacks this week. I'm like, really? You think? Because we only should have been playing multiple quarterbacks for like the last 3 weeks because one of them can run, but the other one can throw. And we've only been playing the one that can run, and we keep acting like we think he can throw, but yet he can't because he, you know, gets sacked and intercepted and misses the throw, and he's like terrible, but he can run. So finally, they're saying, oh, look, we may play multiple. Well, gee whiz, you think? So maybe put some points on the board with the one that can throw. And then just use the one that can run every once in a while, maybe? I don't know. Oh, Buckeye, you are not kidding. The O-line is just really bad for both the Falcons and the Giants. You're not kidding there. I mean, it has the makings of being an absolute shootout, except for the fact that, well, Eli's been on a bit of a rough stretch lately, so he'd already been sacked like 4 or 5, maybe, I don't know, was it 4 or 5 times when I last looked at the game. Of course, at some point, you know, I have to turn the volume off and turn away to get the work done for the break, so I haven't been able to watch the last little bit of it, but he was flat on his back quite a bit. Which is a little surprising because they did upgrade the O-line there for New York. I mean, and they brought in Nate Solder, who's really was quite good with the Patriots and a few others. And of course, the Falcons, they're just banged up, beat up. A lot of their guys are still out injured. But anyway, yeah, you're right. Both those O-lines do stink. All right, so we are looking right now at our Color Burst Hot Pack cards, which are 1 per box, of course. I think I said that earlier, but in case I didn't, they are. There's my man Terry Bradshaw for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Greg sent me a message the other day, which, Greg, this was, I give you kudos. It was pretty funny. He sends me a message and says, at least the Steelers couldn't lose this week because, you know, it was their bye week. I thought it was pretty good. Travis Kelce to 49 for the Kansas City Chiefs. That is to 299, Larry Fitzgerald. And, of course, our Le'Veon Bell saga continues over at Pittsburgh. That's numbered to 25. Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch for the Raiders. Because, you know, I mean, we talked about this. Everybody called this. Everybody said when Bell wants to come back to the Steelers, what's going to happen? They're going to try to get the roster exemption. That's to 99, Jair Alexander. And they're not going to want to pay him for those 2 weeks he's on that roster exemption. And he's going to argue and say he wants to get paid, and there'll be another standoff. And guess what? That's exactly where we are. To 199, there's Kiki for the Texans. Texans have been on a little bit of a roll lately. Finally getting back in their groove, it would seem. To 75, there's a Mason Rudolph relic for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But, of course, tomorrow night, we're starting the World Series, so I'm kind of looking a little bit forward to that, too, I have to say. I think it's going to be a really good matchup, the Dodgers and the Red Sox. That's to 75. So I am a bit looking, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it even a little bit more than I was last year with the Astros and the Dodgers, which was also a good matchup. To 199 on the Jameis Winston. Chris Carter to 199 for the Vikings. Well, you're right about that, Buckeye. The Steelers are somehow magically in first place in the AFC North, which is crazy to me. Of course, we had to have a few teams lose, which they did along the way. But, yeah, sure enough, there we sit. So we'll see how long that lasts. Mainly because, good grief, the Browns lost in overtime on a kick that was, like 1,000 yards? I mean, guy seemed like he was on the, 5-yard line of the opposite end. This is a 299. Of course, he wasn't. I'm obviously exaggerating, but it was a pretty long kick in overtime that beat him. That's numbered to 99, Cortland Sutton and the Denver Broncos. But kickers continue to just really be more impactful than I remember them being in a long time. I mean, witness that guy who kicked that from, it really was like, 59 yards, 60-something yards. I mean, it was a long kick that beat the Browns. Then you have, the Cowboys lose on a kick, which it would have only tied anyway. But had they not gotten that penalty on the drive before, I think that kick probably would have been good. But that 5-yard penalty, so boom, kicker knocks them out. Then you have Joe Flacco engineering a pretty nice little comeback against the Saints. Has a chance to get in there, and Justin Tucker, who I don't know that the guy's ever missed an extra point, and ever, and boom, he misses it. I mean, kickers everywhere. It's just been so strange. All of the kickers for everything have just been terrible. Extra point for 3-point tries, for doesn't matter what it is. They seem to really be league-wide kind of struggling. It's kind of crazy. Greg, how did that happen? What do you mean with the kickers, or did you mean about specifically one of the games that I was just talking about? But yeah, Buckeye, absolutely. I mean, it was crazy. And poor Justin Tucker, I mean, he at least did get up there in the press conference and, make himself available to the press and basically just say, like, I mean, like, I don't know what happened kind of thing. Yeah, okay, so it was in his career. I thought it was that he had never missed an extra point in his whole career, but I wasn't 1,000% sure, but you just verified, yeah, that is right. Had never missed one in his entire career until this weekend. I mean, insanity. All the kickers have gone haywire, league-wide. So we have a little 1 of 1 coming up for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is Antonio Brown, AB. So there's a 1 of 1 printing plate. For those of you who might not be familiar with printing plates, they are going to have scratches and surface wear and different things going on with them because they really are used in the printing process. So they're not going to be all minty mint and perfect. Numbered to 99, it is Mason Rudolph and the Pittsburgh Steelers, relic and signature. Oh, Greg, well, we ended up atop of the AFC North because, well, we didn't do anything this last week, obviously. As you pointed out, it was our bye week, so nothing happened to us one way or the other. But some other teams, like the Bengals, who got trounced by the Chiefs, the Bengals lost, the Browns lost, and the Ravens lost, and the next thing you know, there we sit atop of the AFC North. This is numbered to 99. It's Mike Vrabel, retired signatures. Patriots, of course, when he was a player, and a newly minted, or relatively newly minted head coach now. Not obviously for the Patriots. He's from Vrabel's what? Titans, isn't that right? I sometimes forget where all these coaches have gone, but I think he's Titans. That's to 299. Kareem Hunt to 75. Mr. Barry Sanders and the Detroit Lions. Jameis Winston. And then, of course, Blake Bortles getting benched. Like, who didn't see that coming? I think everybody except Blake Bortles saw that coming. I mean, come on, man. It could have been, I don't know. They could have done so many things there besides keeping good old, oh, you do want to see the front, I'm sure, besides keeping good old Blake Bortles, but they kept him. Now they're paying the price. So what are you going to do? Hard to be a Jags fan this year. To 100, that is Anthony Miller and the Bears. So, I mean, they were supposed to be potentially Super Bowl good, and it turns out they are kind of stinking up the joint right now, as a matter of fact. So that's the kind of thing that gets people fired, you know, I think. So we'll see whether or not everybody manages to survive this season with Jacksonville if Jacksonville doesn't improve a little bit. That's numbered to 75 for the Saints. I absolutely like Vrabel going for 2. I like anybody going for 2. I don't believe in playing not to lose, and I don't believe in playing to tie like Jason Garrett was doing with the Cowboys. Even if the kick had gone in, they still would have just tied. I think you should be playing the game to win, period. I want the big W in the column. And sometimes those gambles pay off, and sometimes those gambles don't. But I am all for the way these young coaches are approaching things, that take the risks and just go for it. The Sean McVays of the world, if you will. I absolutely say, bring it on. It's probably going to work for you more times than it doesn't. But I think it's always, always worth the risk. Playing it safe is just no fun. That's kind of the problem we had at Kentucky for a while, I think. Our head coach was playing not to lose. And sometimes I still think he goes into that mode. But you can't. You're just not going to be successful that way. You've got to get in there and take some chances. And again, sometimes it's going to work out and you're going to win. And sometimes you're going to miss a chance to tie the game or whatever. But oh well. Well, okay, I will grant you, Buckeye, that sometimes the specific play calls are maybe questionable at times, but the idea behind it, the framework behind it, i.e. go for it, I'm all about that. All about that. And most of the younger coaches are of that mindset, it seems. You know, it seems it's the older, more established guys who've been around the league for a while that seem to be more conservative. But I really would have thought Jason Garrett would have learned his lesson by now. That was just dumb anyway. I mean, they had what, like 11, 12 seconds left, something like that? I mean, they had plenty of time to take a couple shots down. They had a timeout left. I mean, that whole situation there was just badly done with the Cowboys, I thought. But Jalen Samuels, looks like we're going to have one of those Steelers kind of cases. This is numbered to 299. At least so far, we've had a lot of Steelers showing up in this case. 13-6 Falcons, end of the third quarter. Well, that's not as much as I thought it would be. Honestly, I kind of thought that I thought there'd be a lot more points on the board than that, really, from both sides. Because neither one of them are what I'd really call great defensively, and neither one of them have really good O-lines. To 75, Todd Gurley. I kind of thought we'd have a higher score than that, but, well. Kalen Ballage, Dolphins, 75, relic. Greg, who do you have in here tonight? I remember you have a couple of teams, but I don't remember who they are. That is the Lions. A little insert there for Carson Wentz on one of the QB Vision inserts. Oh, Buckeye, you got outbid for the Steelers tonight, huh? Who has the Steelers tonight then, I wonder? I know I put the spreadsheet up there, and I know I plugged all the numbers in, which would lead you to believe that I should know the answer to that question. You're probably right. But it's so hard to remember all of those things. All that stuff you see, that was to 75 with the Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. And I very seldom retain who has a specific team. That's numbered to 25. It's Von Miller and the Broncos. Which is not to say you need to worry about how they're being shipped, guys. Because, of course, obviously, I print out the invoices from eBay for shipping. So always, the shipping is never a problem. I'm just saying, remembering it off the top of my head. Mason Rudolph to 149. We've already hit Mason Rudolph in here. Now you've got a bookend of Mason autographs. And maybe even, was there a third one? Maybe the third one was just a relic. Or maybe there have only been two. I don't know. We'll see in the recap, of course. But I've definitely called Mason Rudolph at least twice. So this is, of course, the last of the Phoenix football. We do still have more Impeccable that will be opening in the days ahead. And we are inching ever closer to Prism, which will be out on Friday. Originally a Wednesday release, and they monkeyed around and moved it. And now it's not until Friday night. I've got a lot of Prism coming, so we'll break them by the case. We're just gonna have to work it in amongst all this other crazy amount of base card stuff coming out. So a lot of those things will probably be spread out over a period of time because there's just so much of it, not enough hours in the day. But we'll get our way worked through it eventually. One way or another, we'll manage to get it done. All right, we're starting out with our Color Burst Hot Pack, as I typically try to do, so we can keep those up in front of us. That was a nice Lamar Jackson one as well in the Color Burst. There's a Goddard for the Eagles. So how much can you all tell in terms of how much delay there is in chat? Marcus Mariota to 75 for the Titans. Then we have Fournette to 199. Like, for instance, if anybody's up for the challenge, somebody could type something in if you've got a second hand on your watch, and then wait and see how long it takes before I say I see it pop up on my side, because I am curious how much the change in latency affects that sort of thing. So I think it was probably maybe 10-15 second chat delay before. Maybe 15 or 20, actually. So I don't know what it is now. Jaleel Scott and the Ravens, that is to 149. Hi, Brandon. I don't think we have had any Redskins hit yet that I remember anyway. Sony Michelle. But if we had any, we will definitely see them in recap. Oh, Adam's got you covered anyway. Adam says, no, there have not been. I didn't remember any, but sometimes, you know, if I see one in a numbered parallel or something, it just sticks in my head that we've seen it, and then I don't necessarily always equate to which. Jordan Howard to 49 for the Bears. Oh, and Buckeye and Greg jumped in there to help out too with that. Thank you guys. To answer that question there for Brandon. Royce Freeman to 149. That's for the Denver Broncos. With his little RF signature there. That's about all you ever get. To 199 for the Bucks. Baker Mayfield, if you have the Browns, this is who you're waiting to see. It is numbered to 75, and you have a relic. We need to find one with a little ink on it, I do believe. Dallas Goedert. Ronald Jones II to 149. Le'Veon Bell, boo, to 299. I shouldn't boo him. We are going to be stuck with him through the end of the year, so I guess I better hope he comes in and is productive, but I suspect he's going to come in just all, like, out of shape and not ready to go and not having any idea what the new offensive scheme looks like, and he's going to be a hot mess, I think. All right. Make sure nothing's stuck in there. And of course, this is just our first 8-box case. We'll have another one to do after we finish this one. So for those of you who jumped in late, you're not off the hook yet. Greg says to bench him. Yeah, you know what? I would have rather traded him. I don't think it's going to work out, though. Which I really didn't, honestly, I really didn't think it was going to work out to begin with. But then it seemed like we were making a little headway and there was a glimmer of hope, but it doesn't look that way now. But as much money as they pay him, once he gets back, he better earn it. That's all I'm saying. But I'm guessing at this point we really will not see him until he absolutely has to be there, which I think is week 11. So somewhere in week 10, week 11 is my guess as to when he'll show up. I don't think he's going to show up before the trade deadline for sure, because he doesn't want to be traded. So there's our Color Burst pack that just went by. Ah, everything's trying to slide away on me. Leighton Vander Esch, Cowboys. Doris Fountain coming out for the Colts. That is numbered to 100 with a jersey relic. That's numbered to 99 for the Colts. There's Kalen for the, I started to say for the Dodgers. What? No, for the Dolphins. For the Dolphins. To 75, it's a little Pat Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs. Oh my gosh. Another Mason Rudolph. Are you kidding me? To 149. Guys, this is, I believe, the third and maybe the fourth Mason Rudolph. So are we just going to pull all 149 of them tonight? I mean, what in the world? Thanks a lot, Panini, for your great job randomizing the teams so far. However, if you have the Pittsburgh Steelers, you have most assuredly gotten your money's worth already. But that's just crazy. I mean, there's just absolutely no reason for that. That's numbered to 75. It's my man Vita Vea for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like that guy. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Green Bay Packers to 199. Then we have Naheem Hines for the Colts. Von Miller, Broncos. And we are not getting far till there's another numbered one. It's Dalvin Cook to 299. To 149, Marcus Mariota, Tennessee Titans. Matty Ice for the Falcons. AB Steelers. And the Packers. This is numbered to 50. Hey, we have a duel. How about that? You have J. as some of you affectionately call him. Jamon Moore on the top. Marquez Valdez-Scantling there at the bottom. Pair of autographs, pair of relics, numbered to 50 for the pack. Alrighty. So do you guys prefer doing the longer breaks with more boxes like this? So, I mean, obviously this is what I've been doing more of recently. But I do know some people, you know, kind of sometimes say, they'd rather do the 8-box case and be done. Whereas other people don't mind the longer break and would rather do master cases, 16-box cases and stuff like that. Or full cases, even when they have tons of base cards and whatnot. Buckeye says it would not be a break without J. You're right about that. I mean, the guy is very prevalent in 2018 football products. I had to think about the other night if we had done any breaks where we didn't pull Jamon Moore. And then I thought, you know, I don't think we pulled him out of... We definitely didn't pull him out of every flawless break. We didn't pull him out of every impeccable break. But out of just about every other product but that, I think we have. He's got way too many autographs floating around out there. So, I mean, even if he were the next NFL superstar, it would be hard to imagine that the cards would be worth like a crazy amount of money because there's so many of them. Vladislav always likes doing full cases no matter how long they take, huh? Greg's kind of on the same on board with that too, it looks like. Yeah, so what about on the ones where sometimes the base cards aren't going to ship or the veteran base isn't going to ship? Like, for instance, that we're doing with the Topps Update Jumbos. Because that's a 3,000 card break. That's to 25 Tom Brady. So the veteran base is broken out separately. It's got its own bidding category, but it's not included with the rest of the teams. But that's about the only way you can do it with like a 3,000 card break. It's almost got to be that way. To do a full case of the Update Jumbos, I mean. All right, so we have Von Miller, Jerick McKinnon, Mike Evans, Traquan Smith, Rashawn Evans, all part of our Color Burst Hot Pack out of that box. Yeah, Daniel and Buckeye, you guys all like the more the merrier kind of philosophy. Yeah, that's what I've been moving towards more recently, is doing things like that a little differently, or in some cases we may just double up and do more than one case of something, because not everything obviously has these inner cases and master cases and that sort of thing. But Broncos to 199, it's AB on an adrenaline insert. For the Steelers, Mike Gesicki, Dolphins. Greg, you are right. 3,000 is a lot of cards. I don't think it'll be a 3-hour break for two reasons. One, they don't have a lot of packs in there. That's to 99's Vita Vea again. Mike Evans. They have, it is set up as 50 cards per pack and then 10 packs per box. So there's less opening of packs, which, believe it or not, saves a fair amount of time. It doesn't sound like it would, but it adds up, and it does. That is Nick Chubb to 100 for the Browns relic. And then the other thing, Greg, about that is that with the tops, with Series 1, Series 2, and Update, when you do the jumbos, this is numbered to 149. And our hit is numbered to 99. Michael Gallup, who made a fantastic play yesterday, touchdown catch. Really good-looking rookie for the Cowboys. So the other part of it, too, Greg, is that Series 1, Series 2, and Update, when you buy the jumbo cases of those, the packs are set up so that all of the hits, whether it's autograph, relic, insert, parallel, numbered card, whatever it may be, is all right in the center of the pack. So you know everything above it and everything below it is all base, and you can go through it really quickly that way. Jaleel Scott for the Ravens. So there is still a certain time commitment to simply get it all opened and even go through it quickly. Still going to take a bit of time, but not as much so as if you had to be kind of like hunting and pecking, like which one is the this, which one is the that. And, you know, it will actually be, I'm going to say, Greg, probably about 2 hours to do that break, even though it's 3,000 cards. Because of the pack count and the way the packs are set up, I'm thinking about 2 hours. Yeah, exactly, Greg. Like Top Series 2 Jumbo. Series 1, Series 2, and Update are all constructed exactly the same way. So it will be just exactly like that, where we can just kind of buzz through it. Other than, obviously, on this one, as you know, the veteran base isn't going to ship in Update. Well, it will ship to its own bidding spot, but it won't ship per team. So that one in Hoops Basketball, which the half case of Hoops Basketball will, gosh, that will be probably about 2,000 cards for half a case. That may not be right either. I'm trying to think how many cards are in a box in that. I want to say it's, oh, I don't know. Yeah, maybe it is going to be that. It may be that many. Even for a half case of hoops, we may be up around 2,000-3,000 for it too. It'll be a lot anyway. But then for archives, I will ship all the base for it. Even when we switch to doing the full case. There's a little Sony Michel. What's the update on Sony Michel? He got injured. Does anybody know what what the status is on Sony Michel by chance? Anybody who follows the Patriots, maybe? To 149 for the Bears. That is to 99, Russell Wilson. Behind that is Andrew Luck to 299. Yeah, Buckeye, there'll still be plenty of things where we do have the base going. It's just going to be in some of these monstrous breaks when you get into the thousands upon thousands of cards. The sorting of that and the shipping of that when it's broken out as a per team is just phenomenally long. Like, it just gets crazy. So that's about the only way I can do those when we bust them as full cases. Ito Smith, that is numbered to 75 for the Falcons. You've got a nice 3-color relic there and signature. I think the Falcons, I think both Ito Smith and Calvin Ridley turn out to be nice draft choices for the Falcons. So we are almost at the end of our first 8 box. So we'll have one more, of course, to come in behind this one. There is another Nick Chubb. That's to 299. He also got hurt, didn't he? Or did I remember that wrong? I don't know. I might have him confused with somebody else. I didn't sleep very well last night. Between the kitten playing with his little squeaky chicken that you guys heard at the start of the break, between him playing with that in the middle of the night and for half the night, that's to 75 for the Kansas City Chiefs. And then I got stuck. You guys ever been in a dream and you just get stuck in it? That's Mike White to 75 for the Dallas Cowboys. Well, I got in a dream last night that I got stuck in, and I would wake up, and then I would go back to sleep and get right back in the middle of that same dream. And I had lost my keys, and I could not find my keys anywhere, and I was in some parking garage in like the middle of winter, and I couldn't find my keys, and I had become convinced that a rat had gotten my keys and carried them off, that I had dropped them on the ground and that a rat had gotten them and carried them away and I couldn't find them. And every time I would go back to sleep, I would go back into that same dumb dream looking for my keys and, you know, the rest of the story. So I didn't sleep very well because I was chasing a rat who I thought had my keys in a dream last night all night. That's kind of messed up, isn't it? I don't even know what the symbolism is of that. That was just kind of crazy. But anyway, that is the dream I got stuck in, and I could not get myself out of it. All right, we are moving on into our second 8-box case. We made pretty good work of our first one, so we're not in too bad a shape time-wise. But hang on a minute, look at this. Can you see that? That's how these sleeves came out of this pack. They look like they have gone through a shredder or something. Let me just get the rest of the ones that look like that. That is so strange. There's a whole group of them right here, right brand new out of the pack. All right, so I think I got out all of the crazy melted funky ones, and hopefully we'll just be good from here on. With our sleeves, anyway. You said the MRI revealed that there was no structural damage. That's good. And he's week to week. Raylan is here. Hi, Raylan. How's it shaking? Did you see the Ravens come out earlier? Josh, we have had some Cowboys hit. I know we had Mike White that went by just a second ago. I think we had Michael Gallup, and I don't know beyond that. You know me. Well, Josh, actually, you may not know me, but if those of you who break with me often, you know I am the worst about remembering all the hits that come out when we have breaks like this where there's so many numbered cards and different things that you look at. I don't always keep a good track of that in my head. Buckeye, you need Titans and Chargers mojo, huh? All right, well, let's see what we can find for some Chargers and some Titans, baby. Oh, you know what I did not realize until tonight, by the by, was that the Giants picked up Quadre Henderson. Did you know that, Buckeye? Because obviously, you know, we cut him. Steelers, meaning Steelers. And yeah, Giants picked him up. I didn't realize it until I saw him tonight, like running a play. And I was like, wait, what? Okay, Ravens. Joe Flacco, Rex Burkhead, Matty Ice, Walton, and Marcel Aitman in our Color Burst pack. And then, oh, you missed the Ravens. Okay, yeah, well, we pulled some Ravens out of here earlier. Didn't we pull Lamar Jackson, guys? I started to say, or was that in something else? This is the only thing we've opened tonight. So, yeah, I'm on my game mentally, aren't I? Yes, I am. That's to 149 for the Bears. Here come the Colts. Naheem Hines, numbered to 99. That might be the only time you hear that this week. Here come the Colts. I shouldn't troll the Colts. I like Andrew Luck, but, you know, Colts have not really been showing out, have they? Not too much lately, I have to say. Flacco to 199. Yeah, Buckeye, I did not realize that. When did they sign him? Because, I mean, I literally didn't know it until tonight when I saw him run a play. There's Eli to 299. Wonder why we didn't put him on our practice squad. That's to 75, Duke Dawson, Patriots. And the other one, Buckeye, I thought we do have a Lamar Jackson autograph, don't we? Yeah, we do. Like, I'm 99% sure that was a Lamar Jackson autograph earlier today, wasn't it? A piece of the football and then an autograph. Am I crazy? I don't think I am. Well, those are two different things, aren't they? I could be crazy and still correct about that, I suppose. That's the Chargers to 199. To 25, it's David Johnson. But, Buckeye, the other question is, what happened with Damon? Was it Damon or Damone? You know I'm going to say the names wrong. Patterson that we had. Did we put him on the practice squad or did we cut him? I didn't really hear. He got injured, I think, right? And we did cut him, I think. Not put him on the practice squad. Surely somebody picked him up. He was good. Hayden Hurst to 100, Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, I could have sworn, I think that Lamar Jackson is autographed. I think it is. We'll find out, of course, when we recap it, but I really do think it is. It's to 299. Bradley Chubb to 125 for the Broncos. Denver might be showing up in this case. I usually find a lot of Broncos in here. To 75, it's Tony Gonzalez for the Chiefs. Mitch Trubisky to 299. Now that was a play. I mean, you got the biggest, baddest dude on your team down there catching the ball on the Hail Mary into the game on the 1 yard line, and you can't, that big sucker couldn't turn around and get it over the goal line to win the game. I'm like, come on, dude. And I did say sucker with an S, by the way. S. Yeah, just clarifying that. Like, you absolutely would think, let's just look at these now. They came out first. That's our color burst pack. So we'll blow through those right now. But when the guy caught the ball, I thought, and he's a big old dude, I thought, surely to goodness, he can turn around and stretch his arms out from the 1 yard line and break the plane with that ball for the Bears. But he did not. That was very disappointing. They should have won that on that play. Should have won that on that play. That's what I think anyway. All right, so our second Phoenix break. This is the third one, obviously. The first one has shipped out. You guys all, if you were in the first one, you saw your shipping notices for that. I hope I can get the second one out tomorrow, which would be a day ahead of schedule. I'm going to try really hard to do that, provided I don't have any more weird dreams about rats stealing my keys. Maybe I can get a decent night's sleep and get that accomplished tomorrow in its entirety. That would be nice. And then we would be ahead of schedule ever so slightly. So we'll see how that shakes out. But the first one's definitely on the way to 49, Jimmy G. And the second one, if not tomorrow, would definitely go the following day. But I think I might be able to get it done tomorrow. Maybe if I have an extra Red Bull, right? Sam Darnold to 149, except it's not. It's Josh McCown. I just see quarterback and Jets, and I just start saying Sam Darnold. Buzz, thanks for playing. Please stick to the back of the line. That was Josh McCown. Was not Sam Darnold. To 199. Aaron Rodgers to 299. Here comes Doris Fountain again. We've hit him before already tonight as well. That one to 199, Indianapolis Colts. Next up, Chase Edwards, 149. Jimmy G again. Now that one is actually Sam Darnold. Can't believe that. I just saw quarterback and just automatically, like, who even would think that they would still have Josh McCown in here? I mean, I guess he gets cards like everybody else, but I don't know. You wouldn't really think so. To 100, Todd Gurley, having himself a nice season for the Rams. Mike Gesicki to 75, Dolphins. You know where there is a lot of Todd Gurley to 75, Jordan Reed, Redskins, or at least where I used to pull a lot of Todd Gurley, is out of 2015 Strata, Top Strata. I used to pull a ton of Todd Gurley out of there. It's to 99. Pretty sure that's the one. And I've got some more of that. I need to do some Strata mixers. Yeah, because I've got all kinds of free time. Rising Rookie Gloves, Josh Allen. That's actually pretty cool to get a piece of the glove and of course, obviously the Josh Allen signature. And it is low numbered. It's to 10. And the Bills, gosh, I want to say the Bills went for maybe like $30 or something tonight. So you got a really good deal on it and a nice hit to go along with it. It's Tom Brady to 199. And I know your man Allen's had a rough go of it. You know, he's been sacked a bunch. He's injured right now, but he'll be all right. He'll rebound. In the long haul, I think he'll be okay. They just need to put a little supporting cast around the kid, prop him up a little, and it'll all be all right with him. You know me, I've got to rearrange them. I like to have them in a certain configuration. Alrighty. So we're not quite to the halfway point of this case yet. Obviously, first case, when we finished that, was the halfway point of the break. But we're not quite to the halfway point of the second 8-box yet. We're getting there, though. Oh, Gold Rush has Gem Mint Football coming out again. So I did order a little bit of that. We'll open that somewhere along the way here in the next week or so. My rep is actually out sick today. Apparently he went in for just a couple of hours in the morning. I didn't catch him, and so he called me back later in the day trying to like work out my order, and I said, man, you don't sound good. He's like, oh yeah, I'm home, I'm really sick, blah blah blah. I said, then dude, don't worry about it, we'll get the order out tomorrow. or whenever you get back to the office. That was the Color Burst pack right there. So at some point when he gets well and doesn't sound like, you know, he's about to drop over, then we'll have Gem Mint football on the way. For the Bears to 199. Here comes another Ito Smith out for the Falcons. Looks like it might be fairly low numbered. It's to 75. Behind that, numbered card for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. To 25. You have a little Keenan Allen and the Chargers. Kerryon Johnson to 99 for the Lions. Ooh, Eagles, baby. Jaws to 149. Nice retired signature there. Jaworski for the Eagles. I love it. Philly, if you don't like that, well, I don't know what to tell you. That's a nice hit for the Eagles. Marshawn Lynch again. AJ Green. So, what did everybody think about the crazy amount of fines that they gave to Vontaze Burfict? That was $112,000 worth of fines he got in the game against the Steelers. That's to 75. But yet he misses no games, so they didn't give him any suspension. And they didn't flag him for any of that during the game, but they fine him $112,000 after the fact. That is numbered to 75. It is Drew Brees and the Saints. So, yeah, and you know what? That will not stop him one little iota. The next time he plays the Steelers, he will do the exact same thing again and get another gigantic fine. But that's probably one of the largest single week fines that I remember anybody getting. That is to 100. It is Josh Rosen and the Cardinals. So we've pulled Rosen and we've pulled Rudolph and we've pulled Josh Allen. So we're working our way through our rookie quarterbacks as we go along tonight. Oh, Buckeye, you lost sound for a little while? That's weird. Did anybody else have that happen? I wonder what that was about. That's the 75, a little OBJ for the Giants. Oh, yeah, I mean, I know eventually they get them, that they, you know, that they get them for that kind of stuff, even when they don't get flags thrown during the game or get suspensions. For sure, they get fined when they see that stuff come up on the game tape. So I was absolutely expecting he was going to get fined. But $112,000 was crazy. That's a lot. I mean, for them, I know everybody's like, oh, for them, that's a drop in the bucket. But you know what? That's like still a lot of money, kind of any way you cut it. Except, of course, after I win the Mega Millions, and then it will just be a drop in the bucket. When is that drawing? Tomorrow night, I think. I think it's tomorrow night. Yeah, so when I went out today, I decided to buy a couple more tickets. So, you know, I bought what day did we talk about that last? Friday, Saturday, whatever day that was. Of course, I bought a ticket that day for Powerball and Mega Millions. I lost Powerball, but the Mega Millions drawing obviously hadn't been yet. So I had those kind of in my back pocket, and then today I just got that itch. I said, I think I better buy a couple more. So you guys will know if I hit Mega Millions, because whatever night they do the drawing, that next night, I'd still show up to do the break, but we'd probably like have a we'd add a bunch of stuff to it or something. So all of a sudden, if you see me break your product and then say, hey, let's also break this, and you can just have it too, then you'll know I hit the Mega Millions. All right, so here's our color burst for this pack, or this box, rather. Oh, whoops, I left one. I didn't mean to leave Lorenzo Carter up there hanging out by himself. Oh, that's weird. You said, oh, Patterson was waived? You're talking about Patrick Patterson from the Arizona Cardinals? They waived him? Like, recently? That's Tyreek Hill, Kansas City Chiefs to 25. As in maybe today? If they just recently waived him, well, the Steelers need to pick him up. They don't need to waste any time either. They need to just get on it and get it done. 250 Panini Rewards points means one of our hits got replaced. We'll set that up there in our housekeeping area. And we'll divvy that up at the end of the break. That one was to 75 for the Cowboys. Flacco out again for the Ravens. Kalen to 25 Dolphins. That's a nice patch. Essentially 3 colors. You have the tiniest little bit of teal you can see there on the inside seam of the orange. So you basically eked out a 3rd color on that one. Greg, you said you're going to win? Well, are you going to share with us, Greg, if you win? Are we going to have like a party or something? And Greg's like, no. If I win, you will never see me again. No, he didn't say that. He didn't type that in there. I'm just thinking that that's what he's thinking. That's the 75. It's Todd Gurley and the Rams. Oh, you're talking about our Patterson, Damone Patterson. Sorry, I thought that he might have been... I did kind of work my way back through that I thought we had maybe waived him because of injury, but then I did not know if anybody else picked him up or if he was still just kind of floating around out there in the ether somewhere, because I didn't know Quadre Henderson had been picked up until today, so that's what made me think about it. Oh, yeah, I thought you meant from the Cardinals, and if he had, I was like, yeah, go get him, like, for sure. No, all right, too good to be true. Yeah, for sure. Jim Brown to 299 for the Browns. T.Y. Hilton, that is numbered to 99 for the Colts. Oh, I'm with you too, Buckeye. I mean, I would take the Powerball winnings as well, obviously. Andy Dalton, Bengals. But, I mean, we're up over $1.5 billion with a B for the Mega Millions. I mean, the cash option was some crazy amount of money, like $900 million or something, wasn't it? I mean, it's just some absurd amount of money. Here's more rookie rising gloves. This one is Anthony Miller for the Bears. And where's my number? Down there at the bottom, numbered to 99. So the Bears with a nice little Anthony Miller. Now we are at the halfway point of the second 8-box case. Who are you saying wants traded, Buckeye? I just now looked over there. I don't know how long ago you typed that in, but who are you saying wants to be traded? A Steeler or somebody else? These cards spin around like crazy with that coating on them. I mean, you could... I mean, you could, you know, make a game out of it. Spinning those around. Like a spin the bottle type thing with cards or something. All right, let's start off with our color burst. Deron Payne. Oh, Patrick Peterson wants to be traded to $2.99. Why does he want to be traded, I wonder? Well, I mean, granted, they've been terrible this year, but they did just fire their OC. So maybe things will get better. It's weird. I mean, so must be some other reason that he wants to be traded. That was Blake Bortles to $299. Jarvis Landry, bless him. Anthony Miller out again. That one to $75 for the Bears. Chicago Bears. Well, now this will complete your little Steelers trifecta tonight. James Washington to 100. I mean, I know that one's not signed, but at least that was the other rookie you would have been looking for if you had the Steelers tonight, having pulled Mason Rudolph already and Jalen Samuels as well, I believe. I need to look up the prices for James Conner. How are James Conner rookie things doing these days? Ronald Jones to $75. Nice patch on that for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Really nice. A lot of the Bucs patches are really cool like that, where you get the 5 colors, and they seem to, on the Bucs, always cut those nice 5-color pieces more than anything else, and more than any other team. The rest of the teams often get kind of boring ones. To $25, quarterback vision, Eli Manning. Well, we all know that story. Poor Eli. Big Brother Peyton was there watching tonight. They kept cutting to him up in one of the little luxury suites. Matt Ryan again to $199 on that one. Cowboys to $299. Gronkowski to $99 for the Patriots. Naheem Hines to $299 for the Colts. We've had plenty of Colts come out tonight as well. Colts and Steelers both making multiple appearances this evening. Wow, the Giants just scored, make it 23-20 Falcons with 5 seconds left. So 5 seconds left in the game, I'm assuming, right? Not in the quarter, in the whole game. So with 5 seconds, Falcons have got the ball. Well, I would think they've won, but at least the Giants made a good showing of it tonight. Well, this is going to be, should be our color burst because I haven't seen it yet. And there it is. Came out last. How handy is that? Tyreek Hill, Terrell Suggs, Alvin Kamara, Bo Scarborough, and Tremaine Edmonds. Color burst. Bo Scarborough, Cowboys. Michael Gallup, 125, Cowboys. My mailman is a Cowboys fan. So this is numbered to 10. It's Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. So, of course, my UPS guy, he is a Steelers fan. What is going on with the sleeve? As I am, obviously. So, he and I, we're simpatico. And then my mailman is a Cowboys fan. So, he always likes to say that his favorite team is his favorite teams are the Cowboys and whoever beats the Steelers. I'm like, oh, man. But this year, he's changed his mind. And now he says it's the Cowboys and whoever beats the Packers. He's decided he's on a rant about Aaron Rodgers this year. So this is to 100, Michael Gallup and the Cowboys. So needless to say, he was disappointed with the way things worked out for the boys on Sunday. That is Ronald Jones to 99, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, the only one I don't really know about is my FedEx driver, and he's a real young guy. And I don't know. He doesn't really strike me as like a sports kind of guy. I don't know why he doesn't strike me as a sports kind of guy. He just doesn't. So, I don't know. He's my only delivery person that I see on a regular basis that I don't know what their NFL affiliation is. Because, see, that's important to know, right? To 75, it's Marquise Goodwin and the 49ers. There's Saquon on a base card. But honestly, I swear I see the delivery drivers more than I see my family. I see them all the time. I know them really well. It's a Tom Brady. Bo Scarborough, 149. Josh says that's a Cowboys box right there. Yeah, sometimes they run that way, don't they? To 75, Rex Burkhead and the Patriots. That is for the Steelers. It's the other Edmonds, Terrell Edmonds. To 299, Mike Evans. 2 boxes left. Not too shabby. 14 down, 2 to go. We're not doing too badly time-wise. Well, Buckeye, I'm not surprised that... Ow, dang it. I'm not surprised they didn't try an onside kick. Because those, well, you know what? They really don't work all that well most of the time anyway. And it is the Giants, so I'm not super surprised that they didn't. Man, that box gave me a little bit of a kind of a paper cut in there, but it doesn't look like we're going to bleed or anything, so it's all good. Not that it would matter to me particularly, like it's not obviously that big of a deal to get a paper cut, other than clearly I wouldn't want to be dripping blood on your cards. So, did have to kind of double back and check that out a little bit. The dangers of paper cuts. Okay, Color Burst coming at you first. Cole Beasley, TJ Watt. Who is that? Case Keenum. Royce Freeman and Jordan Lasley. To 75, the Biscuit, Mitch Trubisky. Aaron Rodgers to 25. Oh, and that's a nice patch, too. You know what? If you've got the Packers, I pretty well like that hit. I know it's not autographed, but you don't pull a lot of Aaron Rodgers relics, frankly. And when you do, they're not typically nice 3-color ones like that. So, oh, that's not that's not 3 colors. That's part of the picture. That's his leg. I thought that was part of the patch. Oh, good grief! It's a 2-color relic, and maybe I should. Yeah, okay. I swear to you, I thought that yellow was part of the relic, but it's not. So it's a 2-color patch. It's still very nice. Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. It looked like part of the patch. Cut me some slack, man. That's for the Cowboys. Andrew Luck to $2.99. It's still not as bad as the time we were opening Majestic. This is to $1.99. I think this was last year's Majestic. And there was the way a picture was on one of them. It looked like there was an imperfection on the edge of the card. And it really had to do with the photograph. And it was had something to do with the guy's foot. I don't even remember the details now. But the picture and the foot, and it was down on the edge of the card. And I kept thinking that there was a problem with the edge of the card. And I was like, man, what is going on that every time I see this card, this has got this weird thing going on down here on the edge? And then finally I took a little bit better look and realized it was part of the picture. So this still wasn't as bad as that, but to 75, Mason Rudolph and the Steelers. James Washington to 75. There's your ink for your other Pittsburgh Steeler rookie. I know. Well, I've told you guys before. I mean, my problem is this. I had eye surgery several years ago, and it went really, really wrong. Like, bad wrong. And I cannot see very well in this kind of middle distance where I do these breaks. It's to 149, Saquon Barkley. Redemption. We'll flip it at the end of the break. So I can see good at a distance, like several feet away, like to drive and things like that. That is to 49, and it is Josh McCown again. What? For the Jets. Why do they keep putting him in there? Or I can see really well up super close to my face. And I'm talking super close, like 6 or 8 inches away I can see really well, or several feet away I can see really well. And everything that falls in between, like 6 or 7 inches and 3 or 4 feet, is just harder for me to see because of this eye surgery. And it fluctuates too. So some days I can see better than other days. And yeah, so some days I just don't see very well. And I swear to you, I absolutely thought that was part of that patch. That is so messed up, isn't it? Ah, well. At least I figured it out before, before I shipped it. So meanwhile, you guys are all going, what 3-color patch? It's only 2 colors, but no one even said anything. You guys are all so polite. So I went to Sam's Club to pick up more shipping supplies. I get a lot of my shipping stuff there, the bubble wrap and, tape and whatnot. And I was so proud of myself. I walked past all of those giant bags of Halloween candy, and they were screaming my name. Yes, it was very loud. They were yelling my name very loudly. And I went past all of them. I was so proud of myself. Matt Ryan, Stephon Diggs, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, and Christopher Herndon Color Burst. Because that gets me every year. Costco or Sam's Club one, every year I buy those giant bags of candy, and then we'll have like 10 trick-or-treaters, and then I'll eat the giant bag of candy. So, I swore I wasn't going to do it this year. I was so tempted, though. So tempted. But they don't play with those warehouse-size bags. I mean, there's enough candy in there to have Halloween for 10 years. At least around here. I think they should make trading cards we could give out for Halloween. They should make special little trading card packs. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? To 25, Keenan Allen, Chargers. Something weird's going on with my sleeves again. Rising Rookie Gloves, Anthony Miller. We've seen this one before, but we've got another one numbered to 99, and that piece of the glove, well, that's just awesome. Yeah, it is. That's very cool. Anthony Miller and the Chicago Bears. But I wonder, like, if the house would get egged if we give out packs of trading cards instead of candy. It probably would, wouldn't it? I think it would. You just get egged. Be like, we don't want your stupid trading cards. Okay. Seemed like a good idea, though. To 99 for the Cowboys. That's Bo Scarborough. Tony Gonzalez out again, but this one's to 25 for the Chiefs. Had one earlier, but I think it was a higher number. Larry Fitzgerald to 199. Oh, see, that comment just now came through, Buckeye, about, I'm assuming that was about the Anthony Miller card that you were typing in. So I think changing the latency does for sure affect, maybe kind of significantly, the amount of time it takes for chat to travel from you to me. Number to 25, it's Mike Gesicki with a nice patch for the Dolphins. But if you think that it improves the resolution enough, the quality enough that it's worth it, then we'll keep it at this latency. Otherwise, you know, if you want the faster chat, I'd have to switch back to the lower latency. That's to 199. That was for the Jets. So, hey, we're not too far off. I thought it'd take us about an hour and a half, and it's taken us right about an hour and a half. So, what's coming up now? We are going to give away these Panini Rewards Points cards. Yeah, Buckeye, it's definitely longer. I don't know if it's a full minute or not, but it might be that much. It's definitely a much closer to real-time conversation on the lower latency. I think it's probably about 20 seconds, maybe 30 on the lower latency. And it's definitely longer than that with this setting. So it's for sure it's a trade-off. To get the higher resolution, you get the lag, a bigger lag in chat. So first, let's flip our redemption. It is Tyreek Hill, veteran autograph materials. And you know what? We've had the same guy who's bought the Chiefs for the first two breaks of this, and he says, I give up. I'm not going to buy the Chiefs in here again because they don't have hardly any options and they never hit. And then don't you know, on the one case that he gives up and doesn't buy them, we hit the Tyreek Hill. We will go to the checklist and verify that, but of course that is going to be Kansas City. We'll find out what it's numbered to. After we complete that task, we'll give away these 250 rewards points and get that all wrapped up. And then behind that, we will go to recap. So that's kind of the order. Whoops, I've got the wrong checklist up there, don't I? We don't need Topps, we need Panini. I don't know what I thought I was opening tonight. That's kind of crazy. We just have to wait for it to load, and there we go. Good as new. Did I switch your view? I think I did. I better make sure. Yeah, all right, good. So we are headed into football. 2018 Phoenix. We're getting there. Well, Panini first, then Phoenix. Now, card set, veteran autograph materials. And card number 27 Tyreek Hill, that's numbered to 15. That's a nice low number. Man, I kind of hope he doesn't watch this break, to be honest with you, because that would just, like, be so... That's cruel and unusual punishment right there. He bought into them for the first 2 cases, and the first case he doesn't grab them is when they hit. Oh, that's a rough one. Okay, we need to come over here to our spreadsheet so that we can copy all the teams. This is going to be to give away those 250 Panini Rewards Points cards. So as you can see here, I'm just copying our list of teams from the spreadsheet. We're going to roll right over here into random.org, and I'm going to dump them in here. And it will work like this. I'm going to hit random 1 single time, and the first 2 teams will each get a 250 points card, because we have 2 of them, obviously. So scrolling through, you can see here that each of our teams were, in fact, copied and pasted in. We're going to hit randomize 1 time. That's going to go Bengals and Chargers. There's our date and time stamp and all that jazz. So the Bengals are going to get 1 of these cards, and the Chargers the other one. All right, so let's get that in here. Bengals and Chargers. Sam, I know, right? It was your lucky day hitting Tyreek Hill into 15, no less. You did quite well with that, my friend. It was a nice hit. So you know what time it is now? It's our recap time. We're going to take a look at all of our hits again. Once we finish this, we'll take a little buzz through the spreadsheet information again of what's coming up in the days ahead and hit the highlights of shipping info and all that. We'll do that right after we finish the recap here. So the Chargers are getting a 250-point card. The Bengals are getting the other one. The Kansas City Chiefs have a redemption here for Tyreek Hill, numbered to 15, according to the Panini website. Mike Gesicki and the Dolphins, that is a really nice piece of the glove there for Anthony Miller and the Bears. And there's Aaron Rodgers with a nice 2-color patch for the Packers. Ronald Jones for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Michael Gallup for the Cowboys. Michael Gallup for the Cowboys. Nyheim Hines and the Colts. Ronald Jones for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And a James Washington relic for the Steelers. For the Rams, Todd Gurley, the Ravens, Hayden Hurst, Mike White, and the Cowboys, Nick Chubb for the Browns, Ito Smith for the Falcons, Jaleel Scott, Ravens, Michael Gallup, Cowboys, Nick Chubb for the Browns. We had a dual hit here for the Packers with Jamon Moore and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. That one numbered to 50. Mason Rudolph for the Steelers. Doris Fountain and the Colts. Baker Mayfield for the Browns. Royce Freeman for the Broncos. Apparently I've got these going in the opposite direction, so let's just try that. Jaleel Scott for the Ravens. Another Mason Rudolph for the Steelers. Kalen Ballage and Jalen Samuels for the Steelers. James Washington, Steelers. Ito Smith, Falcons. Josh Allen, that's one of our rising rookie gloves, and that one is numbered to 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Mike Gesicki and the Dolphins. Doris Fountain and the Colts. It is Bradley Chubb for the Broncos. Nyheim Hines for the Colts. Anthony Miller and the Bears. Mike Vrabel for the Patriots. That's a nice one. Another Mason Rudolph. I believe that's the third one if I'm counting correctly. A 1-of-1 printing plate for the Steelers with my man AB, Antonio Brown. Cortland Sutton, Broncos. Mason Rudolph again, but that one no ink, just a patch. Kiki's coming out there for the Texans to 199. There's that handsome Lamar Jackson for the Ravens, and that is numbered to 25. So that's a really nice low number hit there for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. And then again with another nice Ravens hit. That's a pretty cool 2-color patch there with Kenneth Dixon to 50. Of course, autograph on it as well. Deshaun Watson for the Texans. Another Anthony Miller piece of the glove. So you've got a couple of those now. That one is numbered to 99. It's the Bears. Kalen Ballage for the Dolphins. Josh Allen came out for the Arizona Cardinals, numbered to 100. Drew Brees relic. And then, look at that, it's Jaws. Ron Jaworski for the Philadelphia Eagles. So that is our break for tonight. We were not too far off the mark of finishing it up in an hour and a half. We were pretty close on that. Let's go ahead and get spreadsheet information up one more time for those of you who may have missed it earlier. We'll buzz through it if I can manage to get you and I both over there. So projecting a Friday shipping date. If I can get it out to you faster than that, I certainly will. But for now, plan on Friday. Be pleasantly surprised if it goes out to you sooner than that. Taking a look at what we're breaking in the 5 days ahead. Note, guys, you can see on there, we are starting early every single night. And it's probably going to be that way even for 2 or 3 more days beyond that. So it will be either 9:15 or 9:30 every night in the days ahead. Tomorrow night, a 9:15 start time. It is a single product break again. A full case of Topps Update Jumbo Baseball. Note that Veteran Base does not ship. It has its own bidding spot. On Wednesday night, we're going to start at 9:15 as well. Impeccable Football, Immaculate Basketball, 5-Star Baseball. Archives Baseball is a half case break. They're loose boxes from a shared case. And all of the Sandlot cards, which is the Sandlot insert cards, base or autograph, will go to the Sandlot bidding position in that one. Thursday night, another single product break, and then we're going to start at 9:15 again. We're going to open 10 boxes, a half case of Hoops basketball, and it is just going to be crazy. There are so many cards in that break, and yeah, Veteran Base does not ship in that one either, but it does have its own bidding spot for anybody who might be interested in it. Friday night, we will start at 9:30. We'll do 5-Star Baseball, Flawless Baseball, which comes out on Friday, Immaculate Basketball again, and then we will do a full case of Prism Football, which is also a Friday release. Saturday, we'll start at 9:30, do a Gold Rush Autograph Baseball jersey, a full case of autographed full-size football helmets. So, yeah, because it comes in a 3-box case. So we're going to do the full case all at once. More Flawless Baseball, and then we will do a 10-box full case of Archives Baseball all on Saturday night. So that will be kind of a long break too. And that, I believe, has us all finished up for tonight. We are locked and loaded and done for the evening. Thank you, everyone, for joining and being here, spending part of your Monday night with me. I appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow night, but if not then, sometime soon. We've got something for everybody coming up in the days ahead. Take care. Have a great week. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.